how much work do you want to get in this game on Sunday?
As much as DA wants me to play. Like anytime, I was thinking about this the other day because someone was asking me a question about playing the preseason. I was like, you know what? When you've been cut and released, any chance you get to put a uniform on in an NFL game, take full advantage. They want me to play the whole game. I'll play the whole game gladly because I'm not going to take any of this for granted. And so whatever he asks of us, it usually, it's usually not as much as you ever want it to be because you're starting to feel good and then bam, you're done. But whatever they ask, we'll do it.
Like you need it.
The actual.
I need all the work I can get. Yeah.
You're not the actual lights, camera action out there today. What was the feel to be out there practicing?
Well, it felt great. When that ball snapped, it felt like I was in the dome playing a game. And except not everybody was mad at me. And so, it was a lot of fun. Being able to, we did I think really one team just move the ball period, and that was cool to just get in and out of the huddle, call plays, and it felt like game-like, through the headset, all that kind of stuff, and it was awesome. It's fun to throw in there. The ball spins off pretty nice.
Derek, how much work have you put in with Chris Olave? I mean, it looks like you guys have a really natural connection right there in practice.
Yeah, especially just on that drive alone, I think he caught 3 or 4 passes. And that's a recipe for a good day. If you can do that on one drive. So with all of the weapons and talent we have with Pete and our offensive staff's mind and our offensive line being able to let those guys go get open. I mean, it's a lot of fun to be their quarterback. Especially a guy like Chris who works so hard. Usually, your best players and your hardest workers. Usually if that's the case, it's going to work out all right.
Is there anything that stands out about Chris specifically besides the athleticism, speed, stuff that we can see easy? Does he do stuff that makes it easy on you as a quarterback?
Absolutely. So today he ran a route and it's supposed to be a high angle on it, and he took that angle, and of course the honey man, as I call him, he saw it coming and he was trying to go pick it off, and I knew where I wanted Chris to go, and he started to do it before I even thought about it, and it was like for him to get that in year 2, on really a new route, was really impressive to me because he came back to the ball. We were able to get a big explosive out of it. And that kind of stuff right there, obviously you guys see the speed, you see the routes, you guys can see the catches that he's been making. But something little like that would be hard if you weren't in our playbook, right? And what he did on that was really unbelievable.
When's the last time you played in a preseason game?
Oh, man. Y'all might know better than me. Did we play last year? I don't think we didn't play in one last year. I don't think. I don't know. After that, I don't know. I'm sorry. I know I have, but I don't know. It's been a while. Yeah, but it's okay. This is new, so I mean, I would, in this circumstance, I'd be asking for it for sure.
Yeah, can you expand a little bit on how much the fact that you're new here influences your desire to be out there in the preseason, or how much you think you should be out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like any reps I can get, even if it's to go out there and hand the ball off. I don't care. Just to get out there and get the rhythm of, this is what we do. This is how we come off the sideline and talk about things. This is where, as little as where do I sit. I haven't been in the locker room yet. I don't know where to park. All of those things that are new. To have a test run or two of that, to be able to see, that to where week 1 comes and I'm just back playing football. Get all those little things knocked out and know what to expect come game day.
Supposedly preseason, but any nerves come with that?
No, not. I mean, it'll be my 10th year. I really don't get nervous anymore. I just get excited and just want to go out there and try and do my best. And I think that's why some teams like to have a lot of veteran players. They kind of calm the younger guys down. Like, hey man, you got this. Just like practice, just do this. And that kind of stuff. So I think the older you get, the more football you play. It just becomes like, no, I'm just gonna go out there and try and do my job, rather than like, oh, it's NFL. I don't want to lose the awe of it, but I don't get that anymore.
And Derek, going against the Chiefs. Derek, going against the Chiefs. I think I heard you comment, and I think it's so true. He said it's weird when they don't know the script, when you're in the scoring on that touchdown. So you know what I'm talking about, when all of a sudden because, you know, you're in the meetings and you're always practicing against one another. So you got to welcome that going against KC and then ultimately next week against the Chargers.
Yeah, I was literally just talking to Drew outside about I was like, did they cheat on y'all's routes too when you were here? Like, they're out there, we're breaking the huddle and they're calling out like our play. I was like, how do y'all? We just ran the different play out of this formation, you know. But honestly, it makes practice so hard. Like I said, it's competitive, it's tough. The windows are tight because sometimes they may know what's coming, or not. Maybe they just don't know. But you know, it is nice when you can just get into a game and you know they can't just read the mail and know what it is. And so you know, that doesn't necessarily mean you know it's a big game plan or anything like that for a preseason game. But it is nice knowing that you know, hey, this is their looks, this is what we're going to do, and they can't read it before we run it.
From your perspective, what is special about Marshawn Lattimore looking at him on the other side?
I still say this, it's his competitiveness. The one thing that I was very curious in seeing, because I haven't been at practice with him all the time, was I know he's an intense guy on game day. I know he's an ultimate competitor in this league, but can he withstand that in all the practices? And I've been watching that, and he does, you know, and he's always on it. He you know, from walkthrough. And, you know, I always joke with him, you know, or with the defense, you know, they'll go and pick a ball off and walk through. I was like, you got to get it now. You're not going to get it in team, you know, like all that stuff. But you know, those guys show it every single day, like in the team drills. I mean, you guys have watched him more than I have in practice. He gets after everybody. You know, he doesn't care who's in front of him, you know, whether it's a veteran player, a young player. Like, he is trying to dominate all the time. And I think that's what makes him one of the best, you know, defensive players in corners in our league. You know, he's been very impressive to me that he's withstood, you know, all these practices and he still does that at that position.
Thank you, Derek.
Yep, appreciate it.
Thanks, Derek.
Yep, thank you.